Hey, what's up guys, Patrick, and this is my 1 to 9 night smithing guide. Before getting to the actual training, I want to talk about some useful things. So you want to skip around the video, I add some annotations on screen allowing you to do so. Just click whatever you want on screen. To start off, I want to talk about a dungeoneering reward called Scroll of Efficiency. When you're smithing an item that requires at least 3 bars, you have a chance of saving one of the bars. It requires 55 dungeoneering, 55 smithing, and 20k dungeoneering tokens. You just buy it and click on it to unlock the ability. It stays in your account forever. The next item I want to talk about are different versions of Varrock Armor, which you get by completing the varying difficulties of Varrock tasks. Varrock Armor 1 gives you a chance of smelting 2 bars at once when you're smelting bars up to steel at the Edgeville furnace. Armor 2 is bars up to mithril and a chance of smithing at a slightly faster rate. Armor 3 is bars up to adamant, and Armor 4 doesn't give any extra bonuses to smithing. If you look at the top of the screen, it says I only smelted whatever out of 28 ores, and then if you look at my inventory, I smelted a few more than that. The last item I want to talk about are portable forges. They are tradable, but they're kind of expensive. However, if someone else puts one down, you can use it as well. There's actually a friends chat for all the portable skilling stations, which is called Portables. For more information about them, I'll post a link to their forum page in the description. Anyways, a portable forge is a furnace and an anvil combined. They provide 10% bonus XP to most smithing actions when you use them. When you're smelting bars, there's a 5% chance of providing an extra bar, and when you're smithing bars into items, there's a 10% chance of saving each bar. Now I want to talk about wilderness warbands. I can't really get footage of this because being that it takes place in the wilderness, players like to organize themselves into groups and make up rules. Since I haven't done warbands in a while, and it only occurs once every 7 hours, it's not exactly something I can just go do, at least not while getting killed. But all you do is go to one of 3 locations in the wilderness, loot some tents, run back to this guy at the shortcut to Grand Exchange to get XP in one of 5 skills. The skill you get XP in is dependent on which tent you loot, but one of those tents is for smithing. The XP is dependent on your level, but you can get up to about 120k XP for 5 minutes of work, give or take, and you can do it 3 times a day. Now on to the actual training. For levels 1 to 30 is going to be the same for everyone regardless of which method you pick. I highly recommend doing the Knight Swords quest. It requires 10 mining, but that's not too hard to get. The great thing about this is that it will give you 12,725 smithing XP, which will automatically get you to 29 smithing from level 1, and only takes like 10 minutes. Then to get to level 30, you need a furnace, and the best furnace would be the portable forges I talked about earlier in the video, but that requires someone to put one down, so if you need a furnace that's always there, the best one would be in Edgeville because it's the closest one to the bank. However, it requires you to complete the easy Varrock tasks, and the requirements for that actually aren't that bad. They're only 13 agility, 9 crafting, 20 fishing, and 15 mining. Although you're not going to be doing this that long, so if you don't want to unlock the Edgeville furnace, the next best one would be an Alcarid. Regardless of which furnace you pick, you're going to be smelting bronze bars, which require 1 copper ore and 1 tin ore each. You need to withdraw 14 copper ores and 14 tin ores each inventory. Go to a furnace and smelt 14 bronze bars. Repeat this until you hit level 30. You need a total of 103 copper ores and 103 tin ores to reach level 30. Just to put in perspective, if you choose not to do a Knight Swords quest, you have to smelt 2,156 bronze bars instead of just 103, which takes a lot longer than 10 minutes, so just do the quest. I want to make a quick disclaimer, these prices are subject to change. Anyways, I actually have 4 different training methods to show you get from levels 30 and 99. I'm going to start with the expensive methods. I have an AFKable method and a non-AFKable method, however this won't be as confusing as you might think. The methods are actually the same from levels 30 to 88, and that's all AFKable. So the non-AFKable method is only called that because it's non-AFKable from levels 88 to 99. They take about the same amount of hours, but the non-AFKable method will save you about 40 mil. I'll come back to that point later. You want to go to the Artisan's Workshop, which can be found in the southeast corner of Falador, but first you want to buy your ores. From levels 30 to 45, you need a total of 2,412 iron ores. Bring all the ores noted to the eastern end of the workshop, deposit the ores in the smelter, withdraw ingots, open drop down menu, select ingots tier 3, withdraw as many iron ingot 3s as you can carry, and smith wherever you want on nearby anvils. It takes about 4 minutes to complete an inventory, but it's still 90k XP an hour, which is very good XP, especially compared to other methods at such a low level. When you complete an inventory, you just deposit the armor in the chute, withdraw more bars, and repeat. Fortunately, when you're withdrawing bars, it's set to ingots tier 1 by default, so you have to open drop down menu every time and select tier 3. But it's a very minor inconvenience when you only have to do this once every 4 minutes. I said earlier that you can smith whatever you want, but you can choose to follow the current instructions at the top. You get 10% bonus XP, but you only get to make a few pieces of armor before the instructions change. So you can follow it if you want, but then this wouldn't really be AFKable anymore. And 10% bonus XP isn't even that much. By the way, creating each ingot in general requires a bunch of ores, so 2,412 iron ores may seem like a lot, but it only comes out to 201 ingots. For levels 45 to 60, we're going to continue doing the Artisan's Workshop, but we're switching to steel ingot 3s. You need a total of 5,400 iron ore and 10,200 coal, which comes out to 600 ingots. When you draw the bars, remember to use a drop down menu to switch to ingots tier 3, and you're using steel this time, not iron. For levels 60 to 70, we're going to continue doing the Artisan's Workshop, but we're switching to mithril ingot 3s. You need a total of 6,894 mithril ores and 41,364 coal, which come out to 1,149 ingots. When you withdraw the bars, remember to use the drop down menu to switch to ingots tier 3. For levels 70 to 88, we're going to continue doing the Artisan's Workshop, but we're switching to adamant ingot 3s. But wait, before you go ahead and buy anything, you can continue this all the way to 99. However, I'm about to show you an alternative method that you can use for 88 to 99, so watch that first before you decide. For the alternative method, you need an anvil and a bank. Best anvils to use would be either the portable forges I told you about earlier, or the anvil near the western Varrock bank. The alternative method is smithing adamant plate bodies. All you do is run to the bank, grab an inventory full of adamant bars, run to an anvil, smith 5 adamant plate bodies, and repeat. You need about 365 mil worth of adamant bars. However, you can sell the adamant plate bodies for a pretty decent price, so in reality, when it's all said and done, you'll lose about 109 mil. I would recommend having like 120 mil or something though. You should have a little extra because you don't want to be buying 100 adamant bars at a time or some other low number when you're running low on cash towards the end. So let's talk about the pros and cons of the alternative method versus Artisan's Workshop. The only pro to Artisan's Workshop is that it's AFKable, but there are a lot of pros to adamant plate bodies. I told you about the first one earlier, it's about 40 mil cheaper, but there are ways to make it even cheaper than that. If you do this method with a portable forge, you get a 10% bonus XP, which means you use less bars, and the forges also give you a chance to save some bars. You can also use a scroll efficiency, which also saves you some bars. This method takes the same amount of time as adamant ingot 3s, which isn't a pro, but if you do this in combination with the Varrock Armor 2, Varrock Armor 2 allows you to smith a little faster, and also, once again, if you use portable forges, you get 10% bonus XP, which of course increases the speed as well. I will admit, all these are pretty minuscule things, but a pro is still a pro. And just remember, even without all this stuff, you're no longer allowed to AFK, but you do save 40 mil. So if you decide to stick with adamant ingot 3s, from levels 70 and 99, you need 86,600 adamant ores and 476,300 coal, which comes out to 21,650 ingots. When you withdraw the bars, remember to use the drop down menu to switch to ingots tier 3. If you decide to go the alternative, from level 70 to 88, you need 25,692 adamant ores and 141,306 coal, which comes out to 6,423 ingots. And then an additional 138,380 adamant bars for adamant plate bodies. Now I'm going to talk about my cheat methods. Once again, I have an AFKable method and a non-AFKable method. However, this won't be as confusing as you might think. You make the same things for both methods, the difference is just how you make them. So from levels 30 to 40 in the cheap method, smelt steel bars, which require 1 iron ore and 2 coals each. Once again, just run back and forth between a bank and a furnace. Best furnaces being a portable forge or the one in Edgeville, but that requires completion of at least the Varrock easy task, so next best furnace will be the one out grid. You can only make 9 bars in inventory because you can only carry 9 iron ores and 18 coal at once. However, if you have a coal bag, you can carry 27 coal inside the bag, 18 iron ores outside of it, and an additional 9 coal outside of it as well. And then you'll be able to make 18 bars in inventory. The coal bag is a dungeoneering reward that costs 4k tokens. I didn't mention this in the beginning because this is the only part of the guide that the item has any use. You need a total of 637 iron ores and 1,274 coal to get to level 40. From levels 40 and 99, smelt gold bars with goldsmithing gauntlets, and those gauntlets are not optional because They increased the XP per gold bar from 22.5 to 56.2, so without it, you're basically increasing the hours and the cost by 2.5 times. You can get the goldsmithing gauntlets by talking to Avon with a pair of family gauntlets after completing the family crest quest. The quest requires 40 crafting, 40 smithing, 40 mining, and 59 magic. Each gold bar only requires 1 gold ore each, so you can make 28 of these in inventory. Just run back and forth between a bank and a furnace once again, or use a portable forge. Now I'm going to talk about my cheap non-AFKable method of doing this. Like I said earlier, you make the same things as the cheap AFKable method. The difference is just how you make them. The AFKable method would be to use a furnace. The non-AFKable method would be to superheat. You can do this for both the steel bars and the gold bars. The goldsmithing gauntlets are still mandatory. On top of that, you'll need to wield a Staff of Fire for unlimited fire runes, and you'll need nature runes matching the amount of gold ores you're superheating. So all you do is drag the superheat spell onto your ability bar and spam whatever keys assigned to that spot, while clicking on the last gold ore in your inventory with your mouse. You can do this at any bank. This is 3 times the cost, or roughly 70 mil more, because you have to buy nature runes, but it's twice the speed, and you basically get 99 magic in the process. You actually fall like 1 mil XP short, assuming you start at the minimum levels, but at that point 1 mil XP is like nothing. Regardless of which method you pick, you'll still need a total of 231,267 gold ores, and if you're superheating, you'll need a matching amount of nature runes as well. This is more like a quick tip rather than a recommended training method, but if your complete Plague's End have 89 mining and 89 smithing, you can smelt corrupted ore. It's stackable, and you can smelt 60 at a time, which takes about 2.5 minutes, so it's very AFKable, and it's also 220k XP an hour. Of course, it does have downsides. It has very high requirements, and it's untradeable, so you actually have to go get the ores yourself, which is why you need 89 mining. You get the ores by mining Siren Stones in New Alpha City, which is actually very good mining XP. I'll link my 1 to 99 mining guide in the description if you want more information about mining in general, and Siren Stones. In my opinion, the only way this is worth doing is if you already have the ores in your bank from previous mining, or you want the mining XP as well. Basically, I wouldn't recommend doing these all the way at 99, but if they're convenient for you to get, definitely use them. By the way, always smelt them on a furnace inside the city. Portable forges don't give you bonus XP for this, but there's a chance of bonus XP if you're in the city. When you get 99 smithing, you can buy a skill cape from the dwarf you talk to during Night Sword, found south of Port Simon in Remington. Anyways, this is going to be the end of this guide, so I hope you guys saw this video helpful. If you did, good luck on 99 smithing. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you guys later. Peace.